Hey there, this is Clay with RelationshipInnerGame.com. Now, this video is probably for most of the ladies out there, and this is about 5 things that men find absolutely irresistible about women, okay? And no, this doesn't just have to do with big boobs, although that doesn't hurt, big boobs. But let's just go ahead and get right into this, because unfortunately, most of the time, unless you go to a doctor, you can't really control much about your boobs. But here are some things that you can control that men find irresistibly attractive. Now, the first one is if you are understanding and supportive of him. So you have no idea how much a man will value a woman who understands and supports what he's going through. Because, as a man in society, we are expected to kind of, set the tone, take the lead, make the decisions and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that's right, I'm not saying that's wrong, it's just kind of the agreement that us as a society have come to. And as a man, a lot of men are out there kind of taking on that role. And so when you do that, when you live your life from a place of that, there's a lot of self-doubt that kind of creeps in with it as well too, right? Am I doing the right thing? Oh, I thought I was doing the right thing, but then somebody chewed me out about this thing. Somebody told me I was wrong or whatever. And it can kind of wear down on a guy. But if there's a woman in his life who is supportive and encourages him to kind of keep going after what it is that he wants, keep doing what he knows is right and all of that, then that is going to mean so much to him. It's going to help him so much rather than just, being another person that's sitting there nagging him and telling him that, everything that he's doing at home is wrong as well as everything that he's doing at work, right? And so if you can be supportive and understanding and really loving, then that's going to really help him to find you as just like a totally amazing bombshell sort of woman, right? In addition to the boobs. So definitely be supportive and definitely be understanding of where it is that your guy is coming from. And if you can't be supportive and understanding, then just consider that you might be with the wrong guy. Think about that, okay? Thing number two is that you also want to really be honest with him and challenge him and inspire him to be the best version of himself, right? So sure, you want to be understanding and supportive, but also you don't want to let him off the hook when he's trying to take the easy way out, when he's trying to slack off, when he's trying to sell himself short or something like that, right? You want to really push him at the right times and in the right ways. And I'm not saying you always want to drive him and be constantly whipping, lashing the whip or anything like, yeah, mule or anything like that. But just really, when it's important, just be like, hey, I know that it's really important for you to go after this deal at work or something like that, whatever it is. And so I just want to really, make sure that you're not selling yourself short or BSing yourself when you say that you're, not that interested in it or whatever. So, I know that you're not that kind of person, and I know that that's not really you. So I want you to really go after it full throttle or, whatever it might be, right? Something like that is really going to be something that he finds attractive because he knows somewhere deep down that there's a part of him that wants greatness for himself and for his family and for all the people in his life. And if you can kind of call him out on his BS in a loving sort of way and inspire him to kind of go after that, then he's going to really respect you. But again, this also has to be coupled with that loving, understanding, supportive side. Otherwise, it's just going to come across like you pushing him, like you nagging him or something like that. And of course, only do this during the really big, important things. Don't be like, hey, I know that you're really committed to being an awesome husband, so I'm going to really challenge you to do the dishes, right? No, don't do that. That's silly. Figure out some other way of figuring out who does the dishes. But that's not it, okay? So keep that in mind. The third thing that you want to be able to do or embrace or embody to be that hot mamacita that he can't keep his hands off of and he wants to commit to big time is to be open, be vulnerable, and be expressive, okay? You want to just really let yourself be you. Just let it out. Don't put the brakes on your personality. Don't kind of lock it down. Don't dial it down 5 steps or anything like that. Just be 100% you. Just let it all out there. And by far the biggest way that I've noticed that a lot of women sort of suppress this side of themselves is they play the polite game. You know, they don't want to say the wrong thing, they don't want to turn the guy off or whatever, so they play this nice little polite game, and they're like, oh yeah, that's fine, whatever you want to do. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I mean, like, if that's what you want to do, then we should totally do that. Oh, I don't really have any opinions, I'm open for anything. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. Like that kind of thing, that's not helpful. That's not creating any kind of real connection between the two of you. I know you think you're being accommodating and all that stuff, but you're really not. You're just kind of not really there. You're sort of checked out of the whole process. And what I'm saying is that you actually bring your emotional expression to the table, because that's what guys really find juicy and attractive, is your emotional expression, your femininity, your ability to be expressive and sensual and all of these wonderful things. That is what men love. So go ahead and bring that to the table. Don't get stuck in the polite game. Don't get stuck in the polite trap or anything like that, okay? That's not going to help you out. It's only going to create disconnect between the two of you, and he's going to be like, yeah, I don't know, there's nothing going on there, so I stopped calling her. I mean, like, that's like what's probably going to happen. So don't think that you're doing anybody any favors by doing that. The fourth thing that men find irresistibly attractive in you minx, is if you love your own life. If you love your own life, right? If you actually love your own life without a guy in it, without him in it, that's going to go a long way. So, you know, do things that are important to you. Do things that you're actually passionate about. Do things that you actually care about. And again, I don't know what that is. Maybe that's knitting. Maybe that's some sort of artwork thing. Maybe that's doing yoga. Maybe that's exercising. Maybe that's starting a business. Maybe that's doing a charity thing. I don't know. Whatever it is for you, make sure that it's something that you actually like doing, because if you actually love your life, he's going to actually like you more, because he knows that you're not just going to sort of like glom onto him and become some sort of like needy, clingy sort of person, right? Because you actually love your life. Like, why would you need to be clingy with somebody else if you actually loved your life the way that it was? And instead of being some sort of like clingy person, you can just be somebody that loves your life and also has a person in your life that you also love and hopefully loves you too, right? And that's gonna go so much further. And the fifth and final thing that you can do to make a guy absolutely crazy wild attracted to you is to take care of yourself too, right? So a lot of people kind of burn themselves out going full throttle after any number of things in life, whether that's their career or family things or whatever. And it's important to take some time to nourish yourself, to take care of yourself. Know when you need to take a little bit of time for yourself, relax a little bit or whatever. And it's also being able to take care of other things, take care of yourself in other ways, you know? If you need to take care of your body, eat right, exercise more, do that, you know, in a loving sort of way. Not in a like, hey, I don't look like this Victoria's Secret model, I need to starve myself or anything like that. But in a sort of loving way, like, hey, I actually give a shit about my body, so I'm going to eat healthy food. Or, hey, I actually love myself, so I'm going to make sure I get enough exercise. Or I'm going to make sure I get enough sleep. Or I'm going to make sure that I'm rested and take time for myself, right? And that's going to be really useful for a guy, because he knows that you're responsible for your own happiness, that you know how to make yourself happy, you know how to take care of yourself, and that you're not going to look to him to do it for you, okay? Because that's something that scares a lot of guys away, is that you know, women look to them as the source of their happiness. But if you as a woman know that you can take on your own happiness, then that's going to be really attractive to a guy, and he's going to want to be with you, because he knows that he's not going to have to be there holding your hand the entire way, and that he can go out there and do what he needs to do and know that you're going to be okay. And that's really what men find really attractive in women. And if that doesn't work, you can go ahead and check out the boob thing. But anyway, I hope this helped you out. If you'd like to learn more about how to meet, date, attract, and get commitment from the kinds of guys that you want, please head on over to our website, relationshipinnergame.com. You can tell us a little bit about sort of where you're at in the whole dating relationship spectrum of things and what it is you want. And we'll send you some customized, tailored advice to help you get where you want to go. Again, that's over at relationshipinnergame.com. In the meantime, if you like this video, please go ahead and give us a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel on YouTube so that when we put out new videos, you can be alerted to that. And you know, go ahead and leave a comment down below. What is it that you found that men have been really attracted to in your experience? And men, if you're out there watching this video and you're spying on the enemy here, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Is it about just boobs, or is there something else that you think is attractive in a woman? Go ahead and leave a comment down below and get the conversation started. This has been Clay with relationshipinnergame.com, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Take care.